Greetings, greetings, greetings. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360. About trying to get the word out. Peace. Hotep. Thank you for tuning in once again to the Melanin Report 360. Follow, share, like, subscribe. Follow, share, like, subscribe. Follow, share, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much for doing that. So I was away a few days. Obviously, I had a lot of things to do. I'm going to get a haircut on Thursday. Thank you for your patience with my hair. So should be, I think it's 11 o'clock. I got to confirm that tomorrow. Yeah, everything is going pretty good. I had a lot of business to take care of the last several days, so I took an additional day off in terms of getting some stuff done. Getting some stuff done still at the house, and my contractor is doing work at my neighbor's, and he should be back before the week is out. At least I'm putting that energy out because so close, and he's going to work on the patio, which needs attending to. But all is well in my home, in my house, in my soul. So I want to take a few moments to discuss a topic. So let me do something right now. That's read the fair use. We don't get a little virtual spanking. So copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So thank you so much. Just want to get that out the way. I hope everyone's been doing good. I have heard from a few people, so thank you again for tuning in. And just like, share, subscribe, so everyone will know when I'm coming on live, and will start tuning in, or maybe at another time. So it looks like we are moving into the virtual web world of the internet, obviously, YouTube, obviously, but we have a lot of platforms we can kind of delve into. So I was really surprised to hear, just a side note, I was surprised to hear on MSNBC, and that's Joy's show, that there is a Erica Alexander has a new podcast. I'm not trying to endorse it, but just be on the lookout for it. It's going to be discussing reparations. I caught that clip yesterday evening, and so I wanted to make sure I, mention that to my viewers and listeners to check it out. I don't know if she's in favor. I'm sure she is. She has a white counterpart that is also on the bandwagon of reparations. And so perhaps there'll be a conversation. Obviously, I'm going to probably try and contact or put my 2 or 4 cents in. So look out for that. I don't know the name, but if you put in Erica Alexander, she's from Living Single. She's from Living Single from the 90s. And she has a podcast about reparations. So we like to listen to what she's saying, or perhaps hear it, and we can come to a conclusion for ourselves. But clearly, we definitely need it. We definitely need reparations for sure. So without going into that much further, I'm going to stay tuned to find out when she's going to be on the podcast, and we will do a check-in at that time. It might be next month. I'm not sure. Okay, so with all that said, I wanted to talk about fear, fear, fear. If you're afraid of something or someone or some element of society, that can really deplete your energy. Will weigh heavily on your soul, on your spirit. And for the most part, we should not live in fear because this is a fear-based society. So we live in a fear-based society. COVID-19, prime example. Um, People are afraid to get COVID-19, even though there is I'm going to say 70% chance you won't be hospitalized. I don't have any statistics on it, but I'm just going to say roughly a 70% chance you will not be hospitalized, especially if you don't have many symptoms or mild symptoms. So we have to take everything in perspective. Uh, Globally, we have the highest cases globally. To be the most powerful nation on planet Earth, you would think this country would have gotten it, you know, within months, within, maybe 6 months. So this is now into 15 months, I want to say, or something like that. But we're the most powerful nation on the planet, and a virus has taken lives of 500,000 people. That's what they're telling us. That's what we, see in the paper and blah blah. But don't go into the fear zone, because the fear zone can unleash some of the markers that will, it's constricted. Um, it can hold on to poisons or poisonous thoughts and ideas and beliefs. So we have to just put it in its own lane. Because the fact that they're saying to us that African people are from African descent, we are more likely to have the virus. Okay. And so we have a lot of pre-existing conditions. So that's the premise. Most African Americans, they have pre-existing conditions, so that therefore you have a higher chance of carrying the virus. So if you catch it, excuse me, you probably go into the hospital, get on a ventilator, and the chances of you getting off the ventilator is just, I'm not going to say slim to none, but it's more in that category. So we really need to be mindful of who told you that and what's the source of the information. And to just find your heart, your mind, your spirit. Why would that be? We have the strongest, I didn't misspeak, we have the strongest DNA. We have birthed the entire nation, So Mother Africa female, we have the strongest DNA because we've given life to other nations, It's documented. So I'm not telling you anything you should not already know. But the strongest DNA on the planet, we have higher chance to get it. So that's why in one line, my thinking would have been an idea that it was created. That is the one side of my mind. So now the other side of my mind, it's okay, if it is a virus and it hasn't been concocted, if you will, we should be able to, unless you have a compromised immune system, HIV, etc. I'm not saying that you will not have any symptoms. I'm not suggesting that. The chances of you going on a ventilator and then perhaps passing on, it's just kind of slim to none. So I just want you all to keep stuff in mind because they are digging information up and just repeating it. If it continues to be top of mind, top of news, we don't know of anything else going on the planet. And, COVID is a big snapshot. It's a big snapshot in this country because it's gotten out of control. And we haven't, you know, put it on stop or slow down. Perhaps the previous, administration, whether they did or did not do X, Y, Z, we don't know. But that's probably likely. We have to be aware of the fear because when you have fear on a population, you will do things that you would not normally do in right mind and being centered, being grounded, having that knowing, trusting and believing that it is well in my soul. I'm not going to get on the fear train. I think when you see lines, you know, in and around the valley getting the vaccine, and then I'm thinking, wow, if there are a lot of people that's getting the vaccine, why shouldn't I get it? No. So your mind will play tricks because theoretically this, like I said, you have the strongest DNA, hands down. We have the strongest DNA. We birthed the nation. And now we're more susceptible, perhaps, that we would get it because we have pre or underlying health conditions and circumstances. But again, we cannot take everyone's word as truth because you literally have to question the source, like who told you that, who where did that information come? Is that information skewed? Is that information that I can take to the bank? But I think when they are shoveling the masses, every news channel, top of the news is COVID-19. You might get some local news. We get local news out. Here's a few things that have been going on out in Phoenix, and not trying to say, we're not getting any of the other news. We are starting to get some of it used to, 70% of or 80% of the broadcast was all COVID back in the day, which is a few months ago. But they're trying to, chisel in a little of the local news, and we don't even know about other things going on. It's just so sad because they're just showing the narrative of the vaccine, the vaccine, the vaccine, the vaccine, instead of saying, what can we do to avoid getting COVID-19? Okay. That would be a reasonable conversation. So are there some herbs? Are there some enzymes, or there's some formulas that I can take. Is there a diet that, probably vegan, raw, etc., that could and probably would um, get the virus like non-existent? But these aren't questions that they're asking. Naturopaths only asking Dr. Fauci. They haven't asked. I mean, Fauci, obviously, CDC. Okay, I get that, but they're not spinning it another angle and say, well, you can do something to improve your likelihood or decrease your likelihood of catch or getting COVID-19, wear a mask, blah, 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 when you're out in public, blah, blah, blah. And here, boom, 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 6 nutrients that you can avoid getting COVID-19. I'm not seeing those reports. I'm not seeing anything alternative. So that's why I think there's a hidden agenda, maybe not so hidden, because they want us sheeple, sheeple, sheeple. And this is not what they want us to empower ourselves. So there's a lot of information online. A lot of people have been taken down off of Facebook, they've been taken down off of Instagram, et cetera, et cetera, because of what the language was and has been about the COVID-19. I'm just questioning why the narrative of, it's a virus, we've had viruses. We have had viruses throughout this whole, in the 57 years I've been on the planet. I mean, we've had viruses along the path. And now that we're in another 10 years, we're into 2021. So it's like changing the game. It's literally, I don't have my water. Sorry, I'm going to get a little beverage. This is unsweetened. I think it's blueberry, cranberry. I usually have my water. It's so dry out here. So in the Valley of the Sun, it's usually maybe 12% humidity, 20% humidity. That's high. So we have to really continue to. I'm used to it now. I'm here 7 years, almost going on 8. But it's pretty intense. I usually have my water, as you know. Anyway, get back to the topic at hand. But I really want all people to consider that there are a lot of nutrients, there's a lot of food on the planet that can mitigate, can avoid getting COVID-19. If you're wearing a mask, this, that, the other, could be airborne, this, that. Okay, so I comply, I go to LA Fitness, I have my mask on. I don't want any drama, everybody looking at me sideways. So, and then it's mandatory in LA Fitness. I don't know about the other health clubs, so I don't know if it's strongly suggested but not required. But LA Fitness is required. So I'm not trying to do anything other than work out, and an hour and a half later, I'm out of there. I was supposed to go today, but I had a lot of business today to take care of, so I can definitely go tomorrow. But this is where we are. This is where we are. We need to read between the lines. Like I've had some things on my path. I'm not trying to say, oh, I've been, levitating, but clearly my immune system is one of the strongest systems in my body. I usually don't get sick. I might have a little bit of congestion. Right now I don't, but sometimes I might get a little bit congestion, blowing my nose and that kind of thing. But a full-fledged cold, I can't even tell you the last time. I'm trying to remember. I've never been sick in this house and like in the bed. I don't believe. So I've been in this house 5 years. Okay. Coming up on five. July will be 5 years. So a little like a year. Yeah, July will be, so it's like 4.5 years right there. Yeah. So I can't remember having a call where I'm in the bed and sickly. I mean, I probably burn incense a lot. I have the door open, get some fresh air in here. I don't have AC or heat on. It's really mild today. I have this sweatshirt, so I don't know what I was thinking about. Um, yeah, I just don't have my immune system, I will say, is one of the strongest systems in my body. So I very, 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 very seldom get a cold or sickly. You know, some people are like you're around them, you're hearing them cough, it's always something going on. You know, their immune system may be a little bit compromised, you know. But one of my systems of the seven, I think 7 or 8 systems, my immune system is one of the strongest. So you should know the level of, if you want to reach out to me, I can do an assessment and let you know um, what is your strongest system. So, you know, you can always contact me, 602-775-9665. That's my business phone. So we can do an assessment and figure out where you are strongest or weakest. And that's not going to be a problem to find that information out. But clearly, there's an agenda. I just don't know the end game. I know the news is probably 40% accurate, maybe 30% accurate. So we just need to read between the lines, question everything. When I was a little girl, I would question. My grandmother used to tell me, I was born on her birthday, in fact. And so she would say, you know, baby, you know, grandma, write those questions down and I will check those questions off, you know, because I was just inquisitive. I wouldn't take any particular, I wasn't guess at questioning. I was questioning, you know, respectfully. And the innocence of a child, I was just, you know, looking around, I was questioning. I was a really thoughtful child. And I, usually people, my family would, okay, Anne's got a lot of questions right now. Clearly it was from a place of love and what I was here to do, asking a lot of questions. I'm still asking questions. But clearly there's an agenda. I don't know what it is, but there is an agenda. So just take your mind away from fear and put it in love, the bucket of love, bucket of peace, the bucket of love, peace, understanding, joy, oneness of spirit. Think about those affirmations, I am well in my soul. My body is healing. My body is healed. Whatever. Put it in the affirmative. Just affirm what you are, who you are, what is going to be your experience. I woke up this morning and I listened to, I don't remember the person's name, Indian guy, had a beard. He was on YouTube, maybe a shaman. I don't know. But anyway, I woke up with this meditation, listening to this meditation. So even if you're taking a shower, getting ready, put on something affirming, positive, upbeat. Even if it's dancing, I got a speaker. I bought a speaker. so I can do a little bit of jamming after this YouTube. But yeah, we really need to start the day off, and this is the practice that I'm in now. Ending the day in meditation or chanting or meditating, silent meditation. Um, I mean, this is the road that I'm on. This is the road that I'm on, and I know I'm sleeping well. I wake up. I woke up this morning. Ooh, I think maybe 6:30. It was still kind of the sun was starting to come up, but yeah, yeah, sleeping well. Usually try. Well, I got into bed kind of late last night. That was like midnight, but I slept until 6, and I was like, okay, I'm rested. But make sure that you're doing your part to stay out of the chaos and confusion. We talked about it a few weeks ago about this country spinning in chaos and confusion. It seems like it feeds off of that, and we go in to the reporting of it, so the ratings are going up through the roof. And oh yeah, yeah, and we're on that bandwagon. They got you coming and going, what they would say. So just be mindful of what's going on. Not trying to say pull the plug totally out, but clearly you can say, okay, I'm going to hold on to this. This is valuable information. I'll put that in the valuable bucket. Or this is chaos and confusion. I'm going to leave it aside and filter that out. Because I think everything is not for everyone. And when we realize that, we will have we will surrender to peace, love, joy, oneness of spirit, etc. And so this is where we are. This is America. This is have we ever known peace as African people, as melanated people in this society? Have we ever known peace? Fully peace that passes all understanding. Have we ever recognized that? And would we recognize it? And why we cannot have peace that passes understanding. So the peace begins in here. It begins in here. It begins in here. And so once we have the peace that passes on all understanding, it doesn't matter what's going on out here because we have our inner world and it'll set us free. I listen to a lot of Incognito, as you know, my favorite band. Favorite band of my childhood was Earth, Wind, and Fire. But clearly they were speaking and they are speaking about what is and what can be and what should be. I know Incognito is just incredible. If you don't have any of their music, you can find it on YouTube. You can find it on whatever platform that has music, Spotify or Pandora. I listen to Planet Pandora when I'm in my LA Fitness. But clearly, we can make a decision. It's just that it's a decision. When we make that decision, we're going to live in peace, that we're going to live in love, we're going to live in joy. When you get to that place in your life, nothing is going to turn you back. Because to stir the pot of confusion or to have the joy, the love, the peace that you desire, what are you going to pick? What are you going to pick? What is your choice? What is your choice? I know my choice is peace, love, oneness of spirit, etc. I do not ever want to have chaos and confusion. That's the system that we live in. There's always a sense of chaos and confusion stirring in the pot. The stew is chaos and confusion. And I just don't want to be in that lane. I don't want to be a part of it. I have half of my posts on the energy of what's going on, clearly, but my world, Deanne's world, overrides the chaos and confusion. So that's what I would like to impart this evening. Just let yourself allow yourself to be peaceful, allow yourself to be loving, allow yourself to be kind, allow yourself to be one with your spirit, your truth of who you are. So don't go into the fear. It's not going to serve you, it's not going to serve anyone else. That it's constricting. So, I would say just live like a child. You know, when I say live like a child, have a spirit of a child, inquisitive. I have a kitten. Oh, she's over here. I have a kitten. I don't want to give her a name because she recognized her name. Her name is Bonnie. I had her 3 months, 3 or 4, yeah, about 3 months, back in November. Yeah, 3 months. So um, she's in her little condo. I have a little bed for her, so she's in it, and she is total kitten. So she is fearless. She doesn't have any, curiosity killed the cat, satisfaction brought it back. That's her. So, be curious, be curious. It doesn't mean if you're 10, you're 20, you're 30, you're 40, you're 50, you're 60. Have a curious nature, you know. Don't let your energy be bogged down in the chaos and confusion or others, the chaos and confusion of others. So it may be less phone calls, that could be good for some people. So it could be less, fewer people in your home, it could be, you have quality friends. You have a friend of mine came over Sunday, for example, and I met her, I want to say, right, 20, 25, 28 years ago. We were both living in Atlanta, and now she lives here about 20 miles, 15 miles away from me. But yeah, we hiked together. We went on a hike, and, we came back and had some food, and, just had a good old time, real good time. So keep people in your life that's fun. I'm not trying to say everyone's going to be, I'm zen all the time. That's not realistic. But some people, when they leave, your energy goes down, you know, um, and you can tell what energy they bring and how they are when they come in your home, et cetera, et cetera. Just have a self evaluation, and privately, do I feel better in their company? Do I feel happy, joyous? That all starts in here. But I'm saying if somebody is pulling your energy down, you recognize that. You will definitely recognize that. So, I just wanted to impart that. I know I've been away for a few days, so I'm going to be back tomorrow. Same time. I'm going to be as close to 7 as I possibly can, 7 Mountain Standard Time, and that's 9 o'clock on the East. So I thank you for listening. So just stay out of fear and fear-based information and theology, fear-based theology. There is such a thing. So let's live free as we can be in this society, and perhaps we can change the world one person at a time. Be well, stay blessed, not stressed, and just remember just ask who told me that. Where did I get that from? So question your source. I I'm going to say this last point. I prefer listening to PBS because they have a little bit of a global perspective on everything, and you can find out what is going on in the world. And I prefer that. And I think they installed that on my streaming system service, I think just maybe last week or the week before. So I'm going to be able to watch PBS. And so that's a good thing. So stay well, be well, stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Take care. Peace.